They laughed at him. They dismissed him. But they had no idea what was coming. When 13-year-old Lucas Navarro, a quiet yet fiercely intelligent boy, steps into the competitive world of chess at Westwood Academy, he is met with skepticism, scorn, and outright hostility. The prestigious private school, nestled in the heart of California, thrives on its elite status, and Lucas, an outsider from a working-class neighborhood, doesn't fit the mold. His biggest obstacle? Coach Richard Hensley, a strict, old-school mentor who doesn't believe Lucas has what it takes to compete at the highest level. When Westwood's annual Chess Masters tournament approaches, Lucas seizes the opportunity to prove himself. But Hensley isn't convinced. Can Lucas silence his doubters and deliver a performance that will leave the entire school speechless? Or will the pressure break him? The showdown is coming, and no one is ready for what happens next. It was Lucas's first day at Westwood Academy, a school renowned for its academic rigor and elite students. Everything about the place felt different. The towering glass buildings, the manicured lawns, the air of entitlement that surrounded the students. As he walked into room 307, his backpack slung over one shoulder, the air felt thick with unspoken judgment. Coach Hensley, a middle-aged man with a sharp suit and a sharper glare, barely glanced at him. "Class, this is Lucas Navarro," he said in a clipped tone. "He'll be joining us this year. Lucas, take a seat in the back." Lucas moved toward an empty desk by the window. The whispers began immediately. Does he even belong here? Probably some charity case. Doubt he even knows how to play. Coach Hensley didn't bother addressing the comments. Instead, he turned to the board and began discussing strategy for the upcoming Chess Masters tournament. Lucas could already tell this man had no interest in seeing him succeed. From day one, Coach Hensley made it clear Lucas was not his first choice for the team. He ignored his questions, overlooked his moves during practice, and dismissed his suggestions as if he wasn't even in the room. One afternoon, during a critical strategy session, Lucas noticed a flaw in the team's opening play. Hesitantly, he raised his hand. "Yes, Navarro?" Hensley sighed, irritation in his voice. "I think the knight maneuver in the Sicilian defense here leaves the king vulnerable," Lucas said cautiously. The room fell silent. Coach Hensley narrowed his eyes. "And what makes you think that?" Lucas swallowed hard. "Well, if you move the knight here, that's enough." Hensley cut him off. "Let's not pretend you know more than your coach." Laughter rippled through the room. Lucas's face burned, but something inside him refused to break. He wasn't going to quit. Not now. Not ever. At home, Lucas found comfort in chess. His mother, a former tournament player, had taught him everything he knew. "You have a gift," she reminded him. "Don't let anyone make you doubt that." When Westwood announced the final selection for the Chess Masters tournament, a prestigious event against top schools, Lucas saw his chance. After class, he approached Coach Hensley. "I want to try out for the team." Hensley smirked. "You sure about that, Navarro?" "Yes." Lucas's voice was steady. Hensley leaned back in his chair. "All right then, let's see what you've got." The tryouts were brutal, but when the rankings were posted, Lucas's name was at the top. The day of the tournament arrived, and the grand auditorium buzzed with energy. Westwood faced their biggest rival, Silver Oak Academy. The tension was electric as the final round began. The last match was against Ethan Caldwell, Silver Oak star player, an undefeated champion with a reputation for dismantling his opponents within minutes. One by one, Westwood's best players fell. Then, it was Lucas's turn. He sat down across from Ethan, his heartbeat steady. The match began, and the pieces moved at lightning speed. The crowd murmured in disbelief. Lucas was holding his own. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Lucas saw the opening. Checkmate in 3 moves. He executed flawlessly. The referee examined the board, then raised his hand. Checkmate. The room exploded in cheers. Westwood had won. But Lucas wasn't looking at the crowd. His eyes locked onto Coach Hensley. For the first time, the man who had doubted him looked genuinely stunned. Back at school, everything had changed. The students who once mocked him now wanted to play against him. Teachers who barely noticed him now called on him in class. One afternoon, as Lucas packed up his things, Coach Hensley called him over. "I owe you an apology," he said, voice softer than usual. "I underestimated you, and I was wrong." Lucas didn't say much. He just nodded, his confidence unshaken, because he had never needed Coach Hensley's approval, only the chance to prove what he already knew. Lucas Navarro wasn't just good, he was a legend, and now the world knew it too. Did Lucas's story inspire you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this.